Picture this, you're scrolling through your phone late on a Saturday night when out of nowhere, the former president of the United States blasts a message to 10 million followers claiming that Joe Biden was secretly offed back in 2020 and replaced by a mindless robotic double. No proof, no context, just a single repost that detonates across social media like digital TNT. Within minutes, the rumor floods group chats, conspiracy forums, and even mainstream headlines. But here's the real shocker. Outrageous as it sounds, this isn't the first time a claim like this has caught fire, and it definitely won't be the last. So how did one late night click turn into the internet's newest obsession? Who started the whisper that America's commander-in-chief might be an android imposter? And most important, why do millions of people feel convinced there's more to the story than meets the eye? Stay with me, because over the next few minutes, we're diving straight into the origins of this wild theory, the digital echo chamber that keeps it alive, and the surprising forces that make any of us vulnerable to believing the unbelievable. And trust me, what you're about to learn is far stranger and far more revealing than a simple clone tale. Idea found fertile ground in echo chambers hungry for a plot twist. Fast forward to 2025, an obscure truth social account with barely 5,000 followers digs up that same rumor, polishes it with fresh buzzwords, clones, hollow-eyed androids, AI-engineered doubles, and fires it into the feed. Normally, such a post would sink beneath the algorithm's waves, but one tap from Donald Trump's thumb catapults it into the stratosphere. Overnight, the once fringe claim reaches millions who had never set foot on those dark boards, sparking frantic shares and frantic fact checks in equal measure. Why does an idea this outlandish catch on? Simple. It reads like dystopian fiction, yet riffs on genuine 21st century anxieties, deepfakes, instant voice cloning, the unsettling ease with which reality can be forged or faked. Add the ever-present political rivalry and you have the perfect accelerant. Suddenly, harmless quirks, a different tie shade, a hoarse voice, a signature from an auto pen morph into proof that the real Biden is long gone. Rumors, of course, remain just that, rumors. There is zero credible evidence of any covert execution or robotic stand-in. Still, the story's power doesn't rely on proof, it thrives on possibility, and with a single repost, Trump poured rocket fuel on that possibility, proving once again how a solitary social media flick can spark a national wildfire. But if you think this was a one-off lapse in judgment, think again, because amplifying sensational theories has been a recurring theme for Trump, and the pattern stretches back far beyond this latest clone saga. If you're wondering why a claim as wild as a robotic president rolls so easily off Trump's timeline, look at his greatest hits. He's long mastered the art of blending headline bait with just enough uncertainty to keep supporters guessing and critics scrambling. Remember the birther saga? A single TV interview snowballed into years of primetime debate over Barack Obama's birthplace, despite mountains of documentation. Then came 2020's stolen election refrain, repeated so relentlessly that a crowd stormed the Capitol certain they could stop the steal. Even bizarre tales about Haitian immigrants eating pets flashed across rally stages and cable chyrons before fact-checkers could catch their breath. The pattern never changes. Drop a provocative line, let the internet churn, claim you're just asking questions, then watch the engagement stats surge. It's political theater powered by rumor economics. The more outrageous the narrative, the faster it travels and the harder it sticks. Social platforms reward rage clicks, cable panels devour controversy, and suddenly fringe folklore morphs into dinner table debate. That's why the Biden clone myth detonated on contact. It checked every box. A secret plot, a familiar villain, and a sci-fi twist tailor-made for meme culture. For Trump, hitting repost wasn't a glitch, it was muscle memory, another spark in a playbook that has turned speculation into a renewable source of attention. But if conspiracy is the fuel, technology is the oxygen. Deepfakes, AI voice twins, and viral video glitches have primed us to believe our own eyes might lie. And that's exactly what pushes the clone narrative from impossible to maybe. The age of deepfake paranoia has trained us to doubt our own eyes. In the last few years, hyper-realistic AI videos have shown Tom Cruise juggling golf balls that never existed, pop stars singing in languages they don't speak, and elected officials declaring policies they never proposed. With a free phone app, anyone can graft a politician's face onto a stranger's body and rack up millions of views before fact-checkers even stir. That constant visual whiplash blurs the boundary between possible and probable. So when a grainy clip shows Biden's ear shape morphing under harsh lighting, clone theorists shout synthetic skin. When an off-angle photo makes his eyes look glassy, they whisper animatronic glitch. Even routine security measures like deploying lookalike decoys during motorcades get spun into evidence that the real president hasn't been seen since 2020. History helps the rumor along. Body double legends swirl around Stalin, Saddam, and more recently Vladimir Putin. Add today's facial tracking tech, 3D printed prosthetics, and eerily perfect voice clones, and the leap from decoy to android replica starts feeling shorter than ever. One viral TikTok montage even crossfades Biden's public speeches with a fully synthetic AI avatar. No disclaimer, just 30 seconds of uncanny realism that viewers scroll past in stunned silence. Yet nothing supercharges suspicion like a genuine health scare, and when Biden publicly revealed an aggressive prostate cancer diagnosis, clone believers pounced. See? They insisted. That explains the switch out. Little details, a smoother speaking voice here, a slower gait there, suddenly looked like telltale signs of post-swap maintenance. In reality, illness is part of being human, not proof of being inhuman, but the timing was perfect fuel. And if a medical announcement can feed the fire, imagine what happens when skeptics seize on something as mundane as an auto pen signature. That's exactly where the conspiracy heads next. News of Biden's aggressive prostate cancer treatment dropped like a thunderclap, sympathy first, then a surge of suspicion. Conspiracy boards lit up. If the president was already battling quiet illness, wouldn't that be the perfect moment for a stealthy switch? Supporters of the clone tale lined up their evidence in a heartbeat. Clip A, Biden bounding up Air Force One stairs in 2023. Clip B, a slower, steadier climb months later. Different joints, different man, they insisted. Then came the AutoPen outrage. For decades, presidents have used a robotic signing device to affix their names when travel or schedule crunches make an in-person flourish impossible. But in 2025, critics saw every crisp, computer-perfect signature as smoking gun proof. If he won't pick up a pen, they argued, maybe that's because the real hand is 6 feet under. Legal bloggers jumped in, debating whether pardons stamped by an AutoPen were even valid. Meme pages mocked up split-screen images. On the left, a trembling human hand. On the right, a sleek metal arm sliding across parchment. It didn't matter that past administrations, Trump's included, had leaned on the same device. Nuance never survives viral heat. The narrative solidified. Medical secrecy plus mechanical signatures equaled cover-up. By the time fact-checkers pointed out that an AutoPen is basically a fancy printer, nothing more sinister than a time saver, the theory had already seeded itself in countless comment threads. Once doubt takes root, proof feels optional. And the next battlefield for believers and debunkers alike is cold, hard data, calendars, travel logs, live broadcasts, the forensic breadcrumbs of a presidency lived in public. Because if there really was a covert swap in 2020, it should show up somewhere in the timeline. Strip away the memes and you're left with dates, footage, and first-hand log. The kind of paper trail a secret swap simply can't outrun. I'll start with Inauguration Week, January 20th, 2021. Biden attends 10 on-camera events in 48 hours, each live-streamed, each covered by dozens of news crew. If a clone rolled out that day, it would have required flawless coordination with every journalist in DC. Yet raw feeds from independent outlets show the same vocal inflections, the same speaking cadence Biden carried on the campaign trail only months earlier. Jump to June 2022, the G7 summit in Germany. Leaders mingle in candid, handheld clips. Jokes flying in real time, translators scrambling to keep up. No jump cut edits, no suspicious pauses. Secret Service logs confirm continuous proximity tracking. No unaccounted gaps, no late night hospital dashes. If a swap were pending, this globe-spanning itinerary 5 countries in 9 days would be a stunt worthy of a Hollywood hype. Then there's the September 2024 Town Hall Q&A. 90 minutes, unscripted, broadcast live to millions. Audience members lobbed policy grenades. Fact checkers posted corrections in real time. Every micro expression, every stumble or stammer was clipped, slowed, and memeified within minutes. The sheer avalanche of camera angles means any animatronic seams or silicone misalignments would have flashed like neon. They never did. Medical records, declassified snippets show routine doctor visits going back years, long before the cancer revelation. Physicians testified that metastatic prostate cancer, while serious, can remain manageable with modern treatment. Hardly the knockout blow conspiracy blogs declare, and autopsy reports there are none because there's no body, only a living president who still cracks jokes about his age on rope line walks. Match all this against the clone timeline and the pieces refuse to fit. There's no missing week where Biden vanishes, no sudden change in dental patterns, no unexplained biometric discrepancies on official ID. IDs renewed after 2020. In short, the evidence for a covert robotic replacement amounts to lighting glitches, typed signatures, and a handful of slowed down TikToks. Yet here's the catch. Debunking alone rarely kills a myth. In the attention economy, outrage travels faster than receipts, and algorithms reward the spiciest claim, not the truest one, which brings us to the real engine behind this firestorm: how a single late-night repost can outpace 1,000 fact checks and shape what millions believe. That viral mechanism is where the story gets even more unsettling. Information online doesn't spread like water. It spreads like gasoline vapors meeting a spark. The moment Trump hit repost, every major platform's algorithm sniffed out 3 irresistible ingredients. 1, a high-profile account. 2, a claim so outrageous you have to click. And 3, an existing army of people itching to believe it. That triple threat rocketed the story onto dashboards faster than any press secretary could draft a denial. First, the wow engagement spike. Likes, quote tweets, reaction emojis pile up in seconds. Social networks read the frenzy as proof of value and push the post to neutral users who'd never seek out conspiracy chatter on their own. Suddenly, people who only follow cooking channels are staring at a caption that screams, "Biden was executed, proof inside." Curiosity wins, the click is inevitable. Next comes the echo chamber boost. Users already skeptical of mainstream media pounce, hitting share not once but 5 times. Facebook group, Telegram chat, partisan subreddit, private Discord, family WhatsApp. Every forward strips away disclaimers, shortens context, sharpens the headline. By the third hop, Trump reposts wild rumor has morphed into White House panics after truth leaks. Then there's the outrage feedback loop. Fact checkers rush in, but their debunks link right back to the original rumor, driving even more traffic to the fire they're trying to smother. According to MIT's landmark 2024 study, false claims on politics travel roughly 6 times faster than verified news. The reason emotion, anger, and surprise trigger the brain's fight or flight circuitry, measured corrections feel as bland as boiled rice by comparison. Don't forget confirmation bias. If you already distrust Biden, or equally if you already distrust Trump, this headline validates your worldview. You share it not because it's proven, but because it feels right. And every new share sprinkles fresh social proof on the rumor. Look how many are talking about it, must be something there. Finally, the attention economy jackpot. Media outlets, yes, even the responsible ones, see the spike and write meta takes dissecting the uproar. Cable panels book guests to argue over a theory no serious analyst believe. Advertisers get premium eyeball counts. Influencers harvest new followers by promising deeper intel. Whether you love or hate the claim, your outrage is somebody's revenue stream. By sunrise Sunday, millions had scrolled past the phrase Biden executed. A fraction paused to read the debunks. An even smaller fraction believed them. And that asymmetry where sensational fiction drowns sober fact isn't a glitch in the system. It is the system. Which raises a chilling question. If one late night repost can rewrite a sitting president's biography for half the nation, what happens when the next election cycle hits full throttle? The battle for reality has only just begun, and in our final section, we'll confront exactly what's at stake and what, if anything, we can do about it. So here we are, staring at 2 competing universes, one where a sitting president was quietly replaced by a soulless android, and another where an old-school political rivalry whipped the web into believing the unbelievable. Whichever timeline you lean toward, one fact towers above the noise. Our collective grip on reality now hangs by a thread woven from algorithms, outrage, and a ruthless 24-hour news cycle. Think about it. A single late-night tap on a screen turned a fringe fantasy into headline fuel, ricocheting through every feed and living room TV in the country. If that can happen on an otherwise quiet weekend, imagine the digital shockwaves waiting for us as the next election hits full stride. We're not just fighting over policies anymore. We're fighting over what actually happened 5 minutes ago. And here's the kicker. You, me, everyone watching, we're all part of the system that rewards the loudest claim over the truest one. Every share, every hot take comment, every quick retweet pumps fresh oxygen into whatever story catches fire next. Whether it's clones in the Oval Office today or something wilder tomorrow. So ask yourself, how do you decide what counts as proof? Is it a headline you already agree with? A video that feels real? A friend's late night text? Because the next viral bombshell is already loading in somebody's queue, ready to hijack the feed the moment your thumb scrolls past. If you found this deep dive eye-opening, don't just close the tab, arm yourself. Question the source, pause before you share, demand receipts. And if you want more untangled threads from the web's strangest corners, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and drop a comment telling us the wildest rumor you've seen this year. After all, the battle for reality isn't going away. It's only getting smarter, faster, and a lot more personal. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and I'll see you in the next investigation.